Hello, welcome to the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Barrett. So I decided to record another podcast, release it, because what I know about podcasting is the best way to get more people to listen to it is to have inconsistency with it. Have it be different times released, have it different length of episodes, the quality of it, just all over the place, the inconsistency with it, and the real ones who enjoy the content and understand the differences of it will listen as a result. Honestly, the reason I stopped recording podcasts is because of the time-consuming nature of it, which I know hearing about the problems of the person recording the podcast is what everyone wants to know about. But doing all different things for it, it became a lot. And I think I was possibly having the episodes be too long because it, being the producer of it as well, caused me to have to relive the podcast twice. So I had to listen to it, then start clipping it up, which fine doing. But I think going forward, I might try to have them be shorter type episodes, maybe not an hour long. Hour might be too long to listen to me anyway, so that'll be okay. And then it'll make it easier. Maybe I'll release it every other week. Maybe that will make it where the topics are better for it, and we'll see what happens going forward for it. But it was pretty busy. A lot of things have gone on in my life since then. I did have a podcast recorded. I don't think I edited it yet, but it was recorded. I think it's still on my phone. I don't know. My phone keeps running out of storage, and I haven't backed up everything on iCloud. The 99 cents a month, I can't find a way to justify buying that. Why do I need that extra OneCloud storage? Pretty much my phone is just a bunch of screenshots of things that I might use one day. I think I need to buy an external drive, not a big one, not a terabyte, which is what I have all my research stuff on. I possibly might have thrown that away. I think I still have it. It's somewhere, but that's pretty much irrelevant right now. Not irrelevant because my Google citations keep increasing. If anyone out there is writing about computational fluid dynamics and shocks going over particles, feel free to cite my papers on it. I think right now I'm at 18. I don't know what the goal would be, but I'm surprised there's 18 people who thought, these papers this guy wrote, I think he's on track with it. I'm going to use his data for it. But it's a little bit of a point of contention with one of my brothers. He has more citations than I do, and he's continuing to put out papers and stuff like that, journal articles, but I'm not. So I think, I don't want to say it's official yet, because I might have change of careers, might become a professor, write all these papers for it, and just get a whole bunch of citations. But for now, I think he has a decent lead on me. I think he has 30 and I have 18. That's okay. So I do have the podcast recorded. I think I might need to start doing that, creating some unreleased, why is that in quotes, some unreleased content. So in the future, if I get busy and need something to record or release, I have that. So I can take a week off, take a longer vacation. And also that might be more behind the scenes type stuff, which I have done some of that. I posted one gym thing for it on my profile, but that was kind of a one-off thing. I don't know. I need to do more of that. But that really didn't fit the podcasting thing, but it is part of my life, which I'm podcasting and talk about my life in it. So that might be it. But creating more behind the scenes type stuff. Other things that have happened since, I don't even remember. When was the last time I recorded a podcast? I know it's been a while. I haven't recorded a podcast in so long, I almost forgot the microphone. I was about to hit record on my iPhone, and then I thought to myself, how's the sound quality going to be? And I remembered, I got a microphone that I need to get. I need to plug that in. I bought this special attachment. Got this microphone that I've used just for this. So I need to break that out for it. And I didn't start the timer for this, but I think I'll be able to guesstimate by how much sun is coming in through the window for it. Obviously you can tell I'm in a different area. So we did buy a house, living in it. that's not too personal information. That's pretty general and generic. But I'll get into some of the house stuff later because I know different thing podcast listeners love besides inconsistency is hearing about housing, renting versus living in a house, the upkeep of it, the maintenance, all of that. So I'll get more into that and what's been going on here. Well, other things I've been doing, so I still have my full-time job. I also started a financial coaching business because, didn't have time to record a podcast, produce it, and all that. So I thought, why not create a financial coaching business? So I've been into finances for, I'd say, about 5 years. So I read the Dave Ramsey book, going through his baby steps, paying off debt, emergency fund, house 15% retirement, did all that. Enjoyed doing it, and I've had somewhat of success doing that. Success, obviously it depends how you measure that, but success financial wise, we're making progress towards it, and we're on a trajectory for it to be, I would consider a success. So I wanted to put more time into that, help people with it, and one of the benefits of financial coaching, it doesn't require necessarily more schooling, more classes, more specific trainings. There's some different organizations that have their own certifications for it, but all of them are kind of made up by that organization. There's no standard such as what it takes to be a financial advisor or a planner. It's not government regulated. There's no Series 7. There's no qualifications you necessarily get. Obviously, it would help. In the future, I might do that. But right now, I can just start it and say, you know what? Business created. DBA, I think that's what it's called, to create a business. Created. That's all it takes. And then you can just go around. You can make business cards, which I've learned a lot of different things that Canva has. Before in Canva, I would just make logos, which, as you see, this is the logo here. I'll put a link to my website below. You can get pretty far making a business with a bunch of free stuff. I made business cards, front, back, they look fine. Ordered 50 of them for like $15. Pretty easy. You can just print whatever you want on the business cards. Create a website. It wasn't too hard to make. Obviously, I use some AI resources to help with it, but a lot of that was for what fonts go together because there are way too many font options. And I barely know any of them. The only one that, well, not the only one, but the one that has most notoriety is Comic Sans. I always think that's funny because I think it was in college. Someone said something about Comic Sans just being like a joke font. I don't know what the joke is. Like, it looks fine. I guess it's cartoony maybe. But besides that, I just went into AI and said, okay, I need a title, subtitle, what kind of fonts, what kind of colorings, stuff like that for it. You can get pretty far. You can get contact information, whereas making Google Sheets, it's not that difficult to make. Now, getting clients, that's been the more difficult side of it because surprisingly, which I made a number of these jokes, but anyway, some people aren't completely open with their finances. There's some shame, some guilt. Some people thinking, why do you want to know about my finances? Are you really here to help me? Or do you just want to know how much I make and how much my house is worth and stuff like that? That I understand because it can be people think they're spending too much money. They're not saving what they should be. And they know they should be doing better, but don't. So I'm trying to get more clients, help them with their finances, just walking them through, okay, let's do this step. All right, we're going to meet in a month. Let's try to get this done, this done, this done. And go through it that way for it, put in an organizational way. Because I know myself how I keep track of my finances in Excel. It's not the craziest Excel. There's not a macro set up for it that would do it automatically. I did have a Python script that would go through and sort things out. That was, that was definitely extra and not needed, but it saved me a little bit of time. But in Excel, I go through different tabs, add things up. I don't know how other people do it who don't necessarily know Excel. Do they do it by hand? That would take a lot more work. You might know your numbers a lot better, but I think that's more error prone for it. There are a lot of budgeting tools out there, but those aren't very as customizable as what I would like. They're pretty generic. They work by they can help people get things done and sort it out because they're very general categories. But some things I like specifically broken up between things, but they work for people. So we've been meeting with number of just people in the financial area, number of Ramsey endorsed local providers, and just other financial people who run into people who need financial coaching. Which, if you need financial coaching, again, feel free to sign up. Click the link below, fill out the information contact sheet, because that can be done remotely. That's not something that has to be done in person. It can just be over Zoom or whatever, face to face, which maybe I'll cut an advertisement in the center of this. I'll plug my website. Break right here. Welcome to Jacob Barron's Financial Coaching business page. Yeah, I could do that. That would break things up a little bit rather than me speaking, having this background, having this new, I think that's wallpaper background. Haven't put any artwork on the walls yet. It's got a couple pieces might put back there. I don't think the cowl picture, I don't think that's coming back, but I do have one that I painted myself at an event that I might put up for it. So we'll see. I had to put blankets and pillows down on the ground because it was a little too echoey. It might still be too much echo in here. I'm not sure for it, but pillows and blankets are helping a little bit. I need to get a rug, the chair, man, being in the front window. Now I am just watching the front door because there's a car stopping on the street. I really want to stop and stare at it right now, but they're probably not doing anything. And someone's getting out of the car. All right, well, that's great. I probably should have closed that window because it is pretty sunny. Hopefully, I don't knock on the door. If so, this is recorded and you'll hear that interaction maybe. All right, now he's getting out of the car. Great podcasting. Thanks a lot. At least do something interesting next time. Need to get on the neighborhood watch committee for it because a lot of stuff going on here. You never know what exactly you're going to find. Dogs barking, fires going up. Not sure. That was, man, come on, man. Doesn't he know I'm recording a podcast in here? We'll see. Anyway, so financial coaching, trying to do that. Also thought about doing tutoring, which tutoring in this area can make a decent amount of money just meeting with a kid a couple times a week, helping them with their math problems. Because for some reason, every parent wants the best for their kid. Who knew? But people want tutors for everything, for every age range, every category. They want elementary school reading, elementary school math, fractions, all the way up to like the high school AP, calculus, chemistry, biology, all of that. Because I guess it's pretty competitive to get into colleges, which I don't know, colleges accept everyone. I guess it's better to be near the top, get more scholarships. I guess not going into debt. Need help with that financial planning. I'm just going to plug that in every time, just so you remember it. I'll have to figure out how to get clips of it, which, I don't know. In a business, can each individual one need to have its own entity, or can I just make an umbrella and everything I put on the internet is just under that business, just a different branch of it? I don't know. Tax guy, we'll talk. I thought about doing that. I could do the upper level math and physics. I never took AP physics, but I think with my PhD, I would be able to figure it out. Explaining it, that might be a little more difficult to do, because the physics stuff, some of it I would say is you don't fully understand. It's just you know this equation, this is how it works. If I would say think about it, done. I would quit. I would tell the student, I'm sorry that I said think about it. That's not helpful in any way, because obviously you're thinking about it, you're sitting there, but I can't do this anymore. I thought about AP Calculus. I took an AP Calculus exam. Oh, my phone battery's getting low. This might be bad. Oh no. I don't know if that just got recorded. Hopefully it did, but battery's low. Well, this might be a short podcast. I don't know what will happen if I'm still recording while my battery dies. Probably should have gone low power mode. Anyway, I took AP Calc exam. You can just find like the free response sections. I didn't do the multiple choice part of it. Wasn't as excited. So I just did the free response, went online, got a graphing calculator for that because the one I had, I changed the batteries in it. Well, the batteries in it were a little bit melted. But I put new batteries in it, turned it on, didn't work. So I just Google it and find calculators online. So I found one online, took the AP exam. I didn't score myself, but it wasn't too difficult to find out. Integrals, some math, stuff like that. I'd say I got 60% of it without reviewing any of it. You just take derivatives and stuff like that. But I don't think I would want to do that as tutoring because it's too, okay, this is the lesson, this is the equation, this is what you do. It's not as, well, I would want to be as free flowing as problem solving as I thought it would be. Obviously, there are problems, but in school when you're on this section, you're in this section, you're going to use this equation. Oh, you're in this other section, well, it's this equation, and you just get 10 problems on that. Oh, you have a test? Okay, it's over these topics. They kind of build on each other and flow through, but it's not exactly, okay, let's brainstorm. What are 5 ways we can solve this problem? There's pretty much only one way, and you just have to remember which way for that specific problem. So I want to do that. I have considered doing or trying to do computer programming tutoring. I don't know how extensive that is in high school. I didn't take a computer programming class in high school. I took a 3D modeling class. But it wasn't even a full 3D modeling class. It was just a general engineering class, which was it was definitely kind of a joke class. I think I got college credit for it. But we would just that's where I played Minecraft. I really didn't understand Minecraft then, so don't fully understand it now. But that's when I played it first. We just played Minecraft, and then we just all played Call of Duty together. The teacher, this setup, I don't understand it. The teacher was sitting in the front of the room, didn't see any of the computer screens, and he would be discussing some topic. We didn't really have formal tests in there. The tests were just like projects we had to do. We had to create a wooden puzzle block thing. We had to 3D create a train for it. I don't even remember what else we did for it. What was it? I don't know. And we took like some end of class exam where we just played Call of Duty with each other, and the teacher wouldn't walk around to any of the class. He would just sit in the front and do nothing. And then one of my brothers was sitting in the back class. He showed up late, I think every day for class, because every morning he would go see his girlfriend in the hallway, and this every day he would just walk in late. I don't really think any repercussions happened from that. We'd walk in late for it, which that was pretty much the only computer gaming I have. I haven't played computer games necessarily on my computer now. I don't even know what Wi-Fi speed is. Someone came over and said, "Oh, you got fast Wi-Fi speed over here." I don't really know what we pay for. I don't think we have the 1 gigabyte, but I don't really know what it is. And I don't know if my computer's fast enough for it. I haven't built my own computer. I don't know what goes into that. Do you just build a customizable kit online? Do you mix and match things, throw different things in there? I don't know how to do that. I think going live and playing some computer game on emulator would be cool. Obviously, Backyard Baseball, which go back in the archives, I've discussed that. I never bought the phone game of it because I think I'm on my phone enough doing other things that waste time. I didn't want to add that as well, but maybe we'll see. Podcasts go well, sponsors come through. Maybe if I tag them in this clip right here, they'll send me a free link and I can just get it and play it, and then I'll push it. I'll wear all their merch. I'll do all of it. They're making a comeback. But I don't know the last time they added a new character. I'll have to look into the game and see who they added. Because the characters now, they're old enough, they could be having kids. They could have, similar to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Maybe you have Pablo Sanchez Jr., Pete Wheeler Jr., Keisha Phillips, have her be a junior. Maybe some backyard kids players have a kid together. Maybe have a Keisha Sanchez, Pete Sanchez, who and Ahmed Phillips. No, well, if Ahmed took Keisha's last name, very progressive, you know. But I haven't gone. It would be cool to do that, record it, put it out live. But I'm kind of scared to go live, honestly. Setting up this podcast, it took me 10, 15 minutes to get things set up. I got at least 5 videos on my phone that I'm just going to delete, which Ghost Producer, I think I'll still edit these myself. But if I do get a Ghost Producer, that would save me some time. But they won't get paid. Maybe they will at some point. Paid in gum, Trident layers. That was good gum. I don't know what happened. The gum game has just gone downhill since then. Everything's minty, all this other stuff. But Trident layers are strawberry banana. That was so good. I ran out of that gum very quickly for it. I would like to go live. I don't know, playing some emulator, but don't know how. Can't be that hard to figure out. I'd probably need to get a better camera. So besides the microphone, get a camera, because the camera that I was using on my laptop that I used for the first few episodes of this, it would be okay, but it can be kind of blurry. I think, yeah, this microphone could connect to that. But being live, that's a lot of pressure to do that, especially if you're not in like a specific studio for it. If I'm just in a room of my house, then who knows what could go on. The person across the street, they're trying to buy the house, they're taking pictures of it. I need to confront them. I'm trying not to hit this table too much and shake it, but someone's over there. I don't know who they are. I should probably introduce myself. Gotta know some neighbors around here, just so that they know me, walk around, wave. That's a very Iowa thing to do, is go around and wave to people. For that, I think it would be cool to do retro. So like retro is like the first video games. It's playing games that were made in the early 2000s. Are those considered retro now? They're old. I don't know how many kids today would know about the CD computer games. But you also gotta get the audience involved in it. I know people do like for subathons. Oh, if I get this many subs, like give things away, get free stuff in it. Yeah, still haven't figured that out. The Twitch people and all the stuff they do, haven't figured it out. Haven't looked into it, but they're listening to it. People are logging in. So maybe that is a vital thing. I don't think I talked too poorly about them at the beginning. I do enjoy having a pen in my hand. Got a couple of my notes. I don't think I talked too poorly about the live streamers. Just takes a lot, and you just have to be not scared to dox things. And I guess you have people who go through and clip. Yeah, I'm just distracting. I just need to close that. They do have people who go through clip things, because I see X videos where, this happened on the stream. Then if I watch the video, nothing happens for it. But hey, they got my view for it. But maybe I'll try and set that up. But if I did that, I think it would just, I don't know, I could do it on any of my accounts that I have. I think YouTube would probably be the best for it. X, I know you can go live, but I don't have the upgrade X yet. I have not gotten the follower count for them to start paying me yet, which maybe they do. They just don't have my updated address for it. So I could go do that. What else? Where did I put that at? Oh, the AP exam, the computer stuff. See, this is good podcasting. Doing computer programming would be kind of cool to do, because that is a lot more, okay, you can try it this way. Well, what if I tried it this way? Okay, which one? They both work, so great. And so you're not trying to optimize things, which if it got into the computer science of this is how CPU works, this is how GPU works, this goes faster than this variable type here, this variable type there, I would kind of get lost with that. If it's just like writing computer code, I can figure that out. Know a number of languages good enough. These kids use Fortran 77? Probably not, but I know it. That's what I did my PhD in. MATLAB, C++. I am just putting my resume out here. C, I haven't done that in a while. I could figure that out. Python. Python is very computer. Well, I don't know if it's very computer programming, but that's one I pretty much can get the basics through any of it. So if it's a high schooler, maybe I would be able to help get them through their course for it, get them interested. But there are other groups and clubs. There's like robotics club. There's like coding clubs for it, where that's more like out of school activities. I should probably check where my phone is at. But at any moment, this could cut off, and I'll have to charge my phone and restart up the podcast. But I don't know if I would. This computer, I could. Then I thought to myself, okay, if I wanted to, like, these little, not little kids, but ones in elementary school for reading, who's to say my reading level is above that? I'm trying not to scroll around too long. Who's to say my reading level is above a third grader's? I don't know how to determine that. How do you determine that? Just, I can read. Is it more reading comprehension? Is it more vocabulary of words? I was thinking maybe I'll take a reading comprehension, not reading comprehension, but like a reading level test, which reading comprehension probably goes into that. So I wonder which after you get out of school, how do you determine what reading level is? Like if you have above a 12th grade reading level, what does that mean? You have a college level reading level? I was thinking maybe I could record and put that out. I also thought about recording the AP exam I took, but it was surprisingly not as exciting as you thought it would be. So I didn't record that. But seeing what reading level would be, that would be kind of funny to do. But if this does cut off, I don't know if I will start it back up again, because time to timestamp this, Iowa has a big game against Oregon today, which Iowa will, with prediction right here. Okay, ghost producer, put the score right here. Iowa will lose. Let's see, what's the score going to be? Iowa will have 9. Oregon will have 23. I think that's a decent score. Oregon 23, Iowa 9. It's not too bad. It's not good, but I don't think Iowa's very good anyway. They have 2 losses. If they won out, I think they would be considered a playoff team for it. Which is getting to that point of the year where, beginning of the year, high peak interest, watching football Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays. Like, beginning of the year kind of like lulls out. Storylines are not as exciting. They change all the time, a lot to keep up with for it. But then at the end of the year, it will ramp back up, which we'll see how much I'm following for it. I try to get just the main storylines, which I noticed on Sundays, I can miss all the afternoon games, watch 2 of the afternoon games, watch half of the Sunday night game, and I can get most of the storylines. You just gotta look at the ESPN app a couple times, get storylines. Then at the half times of the games, they show all the highlights and all the key moments anyway. So I just get all those and talk to anyone about their team and how they're doing, without having to watch the entire game for it. Which, that's half the thing about sports, is just having a camaraderie with other people, being able to talk to people about their favorite teams. So it will do that. But I think Indiana is losing at Penn State right now, so that would be pretty funny to see Indiana lose. But that might make Iowa's loss to Indiana look worse. So many scenarios, so many in-season rankings that won't matter in a little bit. Gaming level, video games. So playing an emulator online would be, I don't know, cool to do. Have to figure out the setup for it. My computer keyboard does light up. Maybe I'll get a customized one. I don't know what a customized keyboard is. Someone I met said they make customized keyboards. I thought to myself, aren't all keyboards the same letters, same symbols? But I guess you can turn them. People I work with have like different like ergonomic ones, how they're shaped, where you have your wrists like at the right position, so you're not twisting your wrists and getting that arthritis built up in your wrists. But I have to get something like that. But one idea I had for a video game, which again, this could be made. I don't have an extensive idea. Oh, I'm kind of hunching over. I don't have an extensive idea or breadth of knowledge about all video games that have been created. But I thought it would be pretty interesting to make a reincarnation type video game where you can come back as different parts just in the world of different animals. I don't know, I don't know too many people from India. Well, not people from India. I don't know too many Hindus. I think that's how reincarnation works, is you just come back as any possible thing, any living thing. I think that's how it goes. But the reincarnation video game would just be that. You come back as a squirrel. You gotta live your life as a squirrel. You die, you come back depending on how you went and how karma works for you, you come back as a sea urchin. You come back as a whale, a lion, all these different kinds of things. I think that would be kind of a cool video game to have. I didn't think through all the details of it, but different things. And then what would be the top thing to come back as? I'd have to do more research on the Hindu religion on what their top of the top is. Is human the top thing to come back as? Or is coming back as an elephant? Would that be good? We'd also have to think about the average of them. Like, what would be the top elephant? Elephant that lives just in Africa. Well, there are different kinds of elephants. Oh no, not the yard work. Hopefully that doesn't get picked up too well. I'll have to go confront my neighbor for it. Like, who does yard work at this time of day at 2 p.m. on a Saturday? Come on, don't you know I'm recording a podcast and I need to get an on-air sign to put outside, let the entire neighborhood know. I also have to create a soundproof studio, a little bunker to record everything in, where there be less noise at. Anyway, ghost producer, edit that out. Elephant, which there are different kinds of elephants. I didn't know this. My wife she did elephant type stuff, but she pointed out to me the differences between them, because we went to the St. Louis Zoo. There were elephants there. The sign said Asian elephant. Then she turned to me and said, "These aren't Asian elephants, these are African elephants." I said, "They're elephants." But she pointed out some sort of differences between them to me. I don't know if they were the same. But is an elephant that's free in Africa, is that the top one? What about one that's in captivity, an elephant that gets its tusks cut off of it? What about those elephants? Is a lion the top of the reincarnation food chain? There might be some, like, you come back as a spirit, like that's the top. Like, what else would be near the top of the reincarnation pyramid? Would it be a tree? If I was to say be reincarnated, because you have to think about the wide variety of things you could come back as. Well, yeah, there's so many things to come back as, and then even within those things, there's the risk of like the high of the highs and the low of the lows. If you were, what's something with the high variability? Yeah, so this too nerdy. You have to think like what the mean standard would be, and then what the variability is in that standard of living. Because if it's having a high mean and a low variability, that gives you the best odds for coming back as something cool. But if it's something with a average mean and high variability, there's a lot of different things you come back as for it. You could be, I don't know, I want to say cow. Hindus, I think they think very highly of cows. I think, is that why are they vegetarians? Or is it pork they don't eat? Or are those Jewish people? One of those. I think it's cows. I think it's cows they think very highly of for. So yeah, you could be one of those cows that's kind of, when we think of like idols in Christianity, a lot of times it's cows and stuff like that. Like the people in the Old Testament, when Moses went up to get the Ten Commandments, they just smelted, had Aaron make it into a cow. I was knocked over that glass. That would have been the end of the podcast for sure. They just had to make an image of a cow. It's like, why are you choosing a cow? If I was to think of an animal to make an idol to, I don't think I'd pick some cow. Cows, what? They got 7 stomachs? Yeah, that's cool. Got 7 stomachs when I go to the Golden Corral Buffet. What's so big about a cow? Oh, they produce their own milk. Whatever. Oh, they get made into footballs. think that's what footballs are made of. It's called pigskin, but I think they're made out of cows. Like, okay, cool. They sit around. They eat grass all day. I don't need seven stomachs worth of salad. That's not worth it. But like something cool, like a lion. Well, I don't know if they saw lions. What kind of animals are in that Egypt? What animals are in Egypt? I mean, they got deserts. They got camels. I guess a cow is probably cooler than a camel. The other things they would make it of, like lions. I don't know if they would see too many of those. Make it a fish. But yeah, an idol to a cow. How's a cow gonna help you? What's a cow gonna do for me? Cow's not protecting me. A cow will provide food, I guess, but that's only after the cow dies. Surprisingly, 5% battery is not enough to get through a 30-minute episode. While my phone was charging, did go outside my garage, swept it like a good homeowner. Probably get into the homeownership stuff next time because this is kind of wrapping up, and maybe I could have just put that episode as cliffhanger, left myself time to think about more animals and living. I think it's just living creatures in general. They could come back as a tree, a bee, which I wonder if living life as a bee seems like the same amount of lifespan as living as a human. Obviously, in our frame of reference of time, which that crazy concept, eternity, I don't know how long that is. Whenever I think about that, I get kind of shocked, scared, bewildered about what that is, what that feels like, being outside the concept of time, which, not that I'm trying to be outside the concept of time, but more meeting times, I've started to consider those more as suggestions of meeting times or arrive at that times, because in the corporate world, meetings like that, meeting times are not always the most accurate, punctual thing for it. But I don't know, trying to make it too bad of a habit. I just try to get there, let people know my status. If you tell people, hey, I'm on my way, might be a couple minutes late, I think that's more acceptable than just not showing up at all, or just showing up late without giving them a warning. Because if you could show up late without a warning, it's like, oh, well, why didn't you let us know? We thought you weren't going to show up at all. Now we got to kind of restart the meeting all over again instead of just waiting. That we could have done if you let us know you were going to be late to begin with. And I'm out of breath. It's a lot of sweeping. A lot of grass in there. Beggar grass, which I'm not going to spoil what kind of brand we went with, what kind of store we shop at, but you can put your guesses below in the chat and guess which department store we went with. Did we go with Home Depot? Did we go with Lowe's? Did we go with Ace Hardware? Did we go with Walmart brands? Did we go a different third party, not as well known local area? We'll see. Maybe I'll remember to start the next episode off with that, because we'll see. A lot can happen in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Who knows when the next one's going to be released. But in the meantime, thanks for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, retweet, comment, repost, all of that. Sign up for financial coaching. Get you on the right track. If you just want to know in general, just need some tools, some guidelines, a lot of video stuff out there, personalized, and can get you set up. And maybe we'll get some financial advertisements. That'd be pretty cool. But I haven't figured out the advertisements, getting them, vetting them, because I don't want to put my name behind anything. Just whoever gives me money, yeah, I'll throw that out. I'm not going to put a name down right now because, everyone has a price. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.